What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, on the last episode of Band of Brothers, we pretty much see the difference between bad leadership and good leadership, obviously with Dyke and Spears. Now, one of the main reasons why we see the difference between the two is obviously with Dyke, as Limpton, as our narrator in the last episode, basically would say it. He was just unfit in general to lead men into battle, and a lot of other men just wouldn't follow him into battle if, if it wasn't necessary, basically, because as we saw when it finally started, he was unable to get formations right, get the troopers in their right spots, and just be able to pretty much to succeed in general. Because as we saw, as he was taking charge, pretty much really wasn't even taking charge. It was more so ducking and cover and commanding people to go here and there, and not just really having everyone realistically set up in the right way. But as soon as Spears takes over, we see a whole swing in their favor, a big momentum difference, because he was able to get everyone in the right formations. He was able to get everyone to pinpoint specific areas where the firing was coming before they even had a chance to get fired at themselves. But most importantly, we saw pretty much his bravery on display as he charges into enemy territory, basically because they had to connect with the other company. And I mean, like I said in the last episode, Spears pretty much showcased the difference between him and Dyke, and how much of a difference a commander who has an actual plan and level head on them can manage to accomplish even during the World War itself. But another point I do want to kind of bring up is how we see Winters obviously still has an emotional attachment with Easy Company. Even after he basically got his promotion, we see even he was still willing to go onto the battlefield with those that he pretty much considers his brothers out there. And that was actually a really good scene because, he's not, now that he's been promoted, he's not really allowed to do all that now. But anyways, I've talked enough, so let's go on ahead and get right on into this episode, which is episode 8, which is called The Last Patrol. And away we go. Honestly, it would be very understandable to understand that it's not obviously going to be easy to get over. I mean, you start connecting to a lot of those people in the army, like during this time, they end up getting taken out, and that's going to hit really hard.
Found. Hey guys, Sergeant Martin. Sergeant
what do you want, Private?
Oh, sorry, sir. My name's David Webster. I just got back to the hospital. Where's the rest of the guys?
This is everybody.
Your name's Jackson, right?
That's right.
Who's leading the platoon?
Sergeant Malarkey is.
What, no op? No, what's that?
Making Malarkey a lieutenant. He's on the fast track now.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so it seems like they want to try to use people that are a little bit more used to these types of operations.
Hey guys. It's taken?
Go ahead.
Told
Take
them
it, this was already announced.
that they need more experienced men on the job, obviously.
In a hurry.
What's the report on
So it looks like they might try to push for them to
Expect some flares,
get on
a
it.
few mortars at night, scattered 88, snipers during the...
Dang, he was comforting him, and then next thing you know it, oh no.
You want any other?
I feel like the guns are also a giveaway too. Like them things could end up shining under the moonlight and give you away as well. But I guess, you know, those bolt action type of guns are, oh no, are the main ones that you had during those times. They already messing up. Yeah, gotta keep going.
Come on, stay focused. Let's go!
Gotta hurry.
Jackson, wait!
Whoa! So you just walked
Keep deine Waffe in
prisoners.
Keep those crabs wide hoch!
Are those the prisoners?
Take care of him.
Ah.
Best. Shut up, you! Come on! We'll go together! Let's go!
Y'all better hurry. I don't know how much time you got.
We're moving out! Let's go!
Outside of what's his name, Jackson, outside of that little stint, so far it's been an okay little operation. They still gotta get out of there, obviously. And they gotta bring the prisoners too.
Jesus Christ, come on, blow the goddamn whistle!
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to say they gotta blow the whistles to give them the go ahead and all. All right, now we got ourselves a fight.
Keep moving!
Hold him down. I'm about to say you gotta hold him down.
Jackson, don't listen to him! Don't listen!
That person that's up in there making it sound worse than yeah, you need to just remove him because at this point that's making it worse. Yeah, you need to get him out of there. It's obvious that he ain't got like the right mindset, so you gotta get him out of there.
Jackson!
Oh no. Dang. Oh God. The tension's starting to build up between everyone. Some people trying to move on with their jobs, and others are just like, yeah, this is a complete wash. I'm ready to get this over with. Well, all they can do is just continuously try to praise everyone that's left because at this point they keep constantly losing people. Yeah, it then got to a point where everyone's just ready for it to be over with.
Martin.
It's not gonna be easy, obviously. Every task
Look sharp for
has
tomorrow.
to be way more harder than the last. Soon, they would be entering Germany, the major enemy territory. Okay, that's another successfully good episode of Band of Brothers. And I gotta say, this one was more, you know, it wasn't like an all-out shoot 'em and war raging episode, but it was still a good episode that got across its point about once again conveying how the soldiers themselves are going about their day-to-day lives in this war, but at the same time also covering some of them that are like getting into the fold, because obviously one of them who wasn't a part of the whole Bastogne operation coming back into it, he basically had to get himself back and accustomed to life with all the other soldiers. And then there was also a couple others that were pretty much brand new to the whole thing in general. So as we saw, it was basically like two different ways of showing us exactly how different point of views can clash with one another when you have the soldiers that were a part of one operations, then you have others that weren't a part of it. And it pretty much conveyed a good message showing how it's truly not going to be easy getting back into it after you've been out of it for so long. And as we saw, like during that whole ordeal with like I believe his name was Jackson, when he got like blew up in the building, we pretty much saw how when one of the soldiers was supposed to like comfort him and keep him from panicking, you know, he himself was obviously not necessarily filling up to the task neither, because like I said, you know, he was out of the fold for a good while and he had to get back adjusted to it. But either way, you know, the whole operation of getting the prisoners, for the most part, wasn't necessarily terrible outside of that one little disaster, obviously. But regardless, compared to most of the other stuff they've been through, it's nowhere near as horrible as it could have been. Now, obviously, regardless, losing anyone in your company is bad, but at the same time, the success rate from it that you got is obviously the most important part of it. So, yeah, like I said, you know, it was another great episode that conveyed the message that it was trying to get out there, and a lot of other specific traits with soldiers, and how it pretty much showed us specifically why it was set up the way it was, and how they played their parts specifically in getting closer to try to end the war in general. But yeah, like I said, great episode of Band of Brothers as always. I'm always excited to watch new episodes. We got about 2 more of them left. So with that being said, make sure that you like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.